from there you get to know personality and everything. So now he's a good looking dude. So there was just no way that this was gonna fail. And Natalie also kind of knew that, so she was at ease, going like, "Oh well, now he has to meet my parents. No problem."
Mm-hmm. And just like I thought, because remember I said whatever you think is gonna happen, think the opposite is what's gonna happen with Shane. And
Hmm.
so Shane went in there and he did his thing.
He did. He was charming.
Yeah.
He was a charming fucker.
Yeah, man. Oh, so on the last episode of Married at First Sight, me and LP did.
Uh huh.
We kind of figured out that like you did your thing is a way of like saying whatever it is that really happened and not getting in trouble. So like we were talking about like this lady cooking her husband food for the first time,
Hmm.
and it was bad.
Yeah.
And he basically started shitting on the way she was cooking. It's like I would have just ate it. Like if it was edible, I would have ate it, and I've been like, "You did your thing. Like your thing is fucking up food, but you did it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That is true. That is
Yeah,
true. There's other things you could be better at,
but you did your thing.
but you did your thing.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Doing your thing.
Yep.
So so yeah, what else is going on? There was a lot fucking going on in this shows, man.
Man. Yeah. So he says like family approval is very important. And he says communication and a sense of humor was the thing that got her, because that's the question that everybody gets asking. Well, why did you choose my daughter?
It's like on 90 Day Fiance when people go, I think this is a scam.
And on Love After Lockup, when they say, "How much money have
Yeah.
you sent him?"
Yes, dude. That's a question. That is a
Yeah,
question.
there's questions that get asked every single show.
Hmm.
Um, then Don's like, "Look, that's important because my wife is my best friend." And then his wife looks at him and was like, "Well, ask me if you're mine." I was like, "Okay, I see where Natalie get it from now."
The
Once
mom.
again, you still see it when you see the parents, you see the kid in the parents.
Yeah.
Because she's a sweetheart of a woman, but she's fucking sarcastic. That what we call him Dan. Don is a sweetheart, and Nan is sarcastic as fuck.
Yeah.
And then you have Natalie,
Who
right?
is, yeah, a product of both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, and mom's like, "All right, it's time to grill you." It's like, what made her the one? And it's like, oh, she gave me reassurance and was vulnerable and unafraid that she went after what she wanted, and I'm 100%. you know,
Dude,
Shane speak.
you sound okay. Yes, no, you got now you got me calling him Sean. You got Shane's what's it called, like the the way that he talks, like you got that pretty good. And now you also, I closed my eyes for a second and you sounded like your teeth were like an inch higher, like longer. That was a pretty good Shane, dude.
Oh my god.
Dude, I just love your daughter. I love you. I love she's so fun.
Do you think
Natalie's
I'm
so
pretty?
fun. Yeah.
uh, and then just off of this, like this is all that's gotten said so far.
Hmm.
And Mama's like, I feel better. Basically, is whatever. It's the same. It's the same way that Natalie's feeling right now. Like, say whatever stupid shit you want. We think you are beautiful. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what
With
it is.
with
Yeah,
your
talk all
beautiful
the
face.
stupid shit you want to with your beautiful face and your horse teeth. You're beautiful.
Your host. Yeah, no, she's they're definitely the Ed couple. I even dared to call them the Cameron and Lauren of this season.
No, don't do that. Don't do
I
that.
think so. I think they are. I think they are. They're
Mm-mm.
actually I would even say they're even a fun couple, more fun couple than Lauren and Cameron.
Mm, I think nah, because here's where it is with Shane. I think Shane is unpredictable. You know,
I
like
think
it could be some completely different shit. You know, maybe he's keeping it together right now. I think because for us to see him as a douche right away, that's he had to win our respect pretty much. Cameron or
He
Lauren,
fought, yeah, he fought back.
neither
Yeah.
one of them ever had to win our respect. They had it from the break. And then when these two got together, we was like, oh fuck yeah, this gonna work.
How
You know what
about
I'm saying?
this? How about this? They are this generation's Lauren and Cameron. Every generation needs that one voice, and they're they're the voice for season two's
All
generation.
right, so you're telling me that Natalie and Shane are the voices of a generation. Is that what you're trying to get me to agree to right now?
Of by generation, I mean season two. Because like if you think about it, it happened in music, it happens even in pro wrestling. I know you had Hulk Hogan, then you had Steve Austin, and then you had The Rock, and then you had John Cena. Now you got Roman Reigns. Like you always have one guy that keeps changing. So
Okay, so maybe all right. Here's what I'll give you. I do get that because like as things go on, they change. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Because think about it. Love last over 2 years ago when the pandemic started. Love 2 years
yeah,
ago
yeah,
was Lauren and Cameron.
yeah,
Love 60 years ago where you just stalked somebody until they gave up and agreed to marry you.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right? That
yeah.
was love 50 years ago. Right?
That was like yes, yes.
He courted me to death. I said, fine. I'm sick of running. My feet hurt like Pepe Le Pew. Like that was like that was love.
He actually got drunk and beat up the person that I was in love with, and then I said yes.
Hmm.
That person
He
never came
challenged
back.
them to a duel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think love changes and can still be successful. So maybe I'll give you that. But I don't know. Like I don't
Okay.
I like how it's going, but I don't trust how it's going. Like I trusted how Lauren and Cameron were going.
There's a couple that I was just like, ooh, this is too close to the wedding date. You cannot be thinking this. But I like that the Natalie's all the way in and Shane is all the way in. So I think this is gonna be it. And if they don't make it, dude, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I might have this might be like Sumit and Jenny all over for me. Sumit broke my heart, dude.
Yeah, he did
Broke
it
my
wrong.
heart. Yeah, dude, because he was like, he was dating Jenny, and then he's like, "Oh, big secret, right? Big secret reveal at the end of the season." He's like, "I'm married," and I was like, "What? No, Sumit, you're so fucking
Oh
cool."
shit.
And the dude came out, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm married." I'm like, "Get the fucking dude." It took me like 2 years to get over it.
Yeah, he
So
because he played you. He just wanted to be on TV. Like you never know who that is, and
yeah,
you got to think about this. This is like Lauren and Cameron. And sorry, I keep bringing them up, but this is your fault. I wasn't about to talk about them. I was talking about
you
Nan and
always
Don.
talk about him.
I was talking about Nan and Don. You. This is your fault. You brought this on yourself.
Dude,
Okay.
I figured just cut to the chase. Let's just because he's gonna talk about him at some point. So
Nah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like you. I don't know. Like I forget where I was going with that now. But I
uh, they're in love.
yeah,
They're like the
they're in
perfect
love.
couple. They're like the prototype, if you will.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I don't trust. I don't trust that this is what it is. Like you're seeing a lot more
Uh-huh.
people just wanting to be on TV. Like
That is
there's a
true.
lot of that. Like clout is everything. Now all
It's
of a
sad.
sudden you got some Netflix clout.
Yeah.
I like I don't know. Like I think it becomes bigger over time. Where like it's more important. Everybody wants to be the
Hmm.
one with all of the eyes on them.
Yeah.
Essentially.
No, I no, you're 100% right.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's what we're watching right now is just somebody who just wants eyes on them.
I mean, I want to say most of these people were chosen because they seem legit, but I could be wrong.
True, true. I mean,
I
yeah, people
could be
get duped
wrong.
all the time, especially if you've crafted over years and years of social media time a new persona that you
Hmm.
can turn on at the flip of a switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Which
know what I mean?
I gotta say, this generation is pretty much like it's kind of like that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
it,
just
it absolutely is.
It's a social network, a fucking social media platform, or streaming services platform personality. And then when you talk to them, they're like, "I'm actually on my phone. If you want to talk to me, I'm very accessible on my phone."
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, well, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. How about you? Smiley face. It's like you're not smiling. I can see you right here. I, I don't know, dude. I don't want to have this conversation like again that we always have. Like, I remember back in my day. It's like I don't think we're there yet.
Back
But
in my day, we used to just fuck.
yeah, everything was ecstasy in the 90s.
Yeah. What up, Delilah? How you doing, baby? I'm waiting for her to answer like she gonna
Yeah,
say something.
you think like she's gonna be like, "I'm good, EJ. Thanks for asking."
I'm good. I'm good. All right. So later these two are headed to meet Shane's mom, Karen.
Hmm.
Okay. And you know, they all hug and sit down and talk. And once again, well, what made you pick my son? And
Hmm.
she said she knew from the beginning, and the fact that he loves his mama was one of the big things that got him.
Mm.
And
Hmm.
Shane's like, Mom, I got a question for you. Uh, do you approve of Nelly? And and she's like, of course I do, right? She seems very genuine. Of course I approve of her. And Shane says he's very happy, and he gets talking. I love how proud of my mom is of me right now. Like I just, she's telling me I'm a special boy. I think that's great, right? Then it cuts back to things like, hey, I'm going to go take a shit. I'll be back.
Can I just say something? And
Hmm.
this just kind of hit me.
What?
Uh, I think most of these people are like I get the whole being family oriented, but what about what they want? They always seem to be like, this is what society is gonna think of me. If I pick this person, I feel like I picked the right person. Then they bring them to their parents, and they're like, as long as my parents are okay with you, I'm like, because don't get me wrong, like I always thought like, okay, you need my parents' approval, but at the same time, kind of like what Salvador did with Mallory's sister, like she doesn't like it. Like who gives a shit? Like like we're gonna do us.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, right? I know.
So I feel like most of these people are like seeking their parents' approval too much. Like it. Don't get me wrong. Again, it matters. It really does. But it's not like it's not like 80% of your decision. You know what I mean? And if it is, then maybe you should spend some more time alone
Yeah,
until
maybe you
you
should grow the fuck
realize,
up. It's
yeah.
it's your parents' job to essentially get you to adulthood, and after that point, it's that parent's job to just be kind of a confidant, be there for you. I mean,
Hmm.
and that's the long and the short of it. But getting you to adulthood is not their job to make their decisions for you.
Yeah.
Like you as a 30-year-old woman shouldn't be like, well, if my mom doesn't approve, then I'm not marrying this guy.
And you shouldn't say that to your partner either. Like that's just fucked up. Because now you put in that nerves. Those now you're making that person nervous to meet your parents. And it shouldn't be like that. You should just be able to walk in and be like, hey, hello, this is me, and then they should be able to see who you are,
Yeah.
and then make like kind of like what Shane did. Like like he just walked in, he was his goofy self, and everybody was like, I fucking love this guy. Plus, he's cute as hell.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I think it should just be one of those situations where somebody could just bring a dude home, like, or like, hey, so, or obviously bring him home before, but end up seeing him over time and be like, all right, this is my fiance Shane's like, all right, motherfucker, I guess I better sit down and get to know you, huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that what should be said. Like, I look, this what she want to do, and she a grown ass woman. I guess I should sit down and try to make sure I like you, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, dude, I was literally just as we were talking about it, I was thinking about it. It's like this whole parent approval is just like what? Like that's too much. That's too much. And then you fucking nailed it on the head too when you said like, yeah, you shouldn't. Your job as a parent is to just kind of like be like an advisor
Yeah.
to the new adult in a way. Like you go out, you do your thing. You don't have to take care of this person who's now in charge. Like you're the advisor now. Like you
Yeah, like
are.
my mom's
Oh
like that too.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
your mom
she
shouldn't have to deal with every single one of your fucking decisions.
my mama at this point, like I'll call and talk to her about stuff, and she listens. And
Hmm.
she won't give her opinion unless I ask for it. And obviously, I haven't asked for her opinion that much in my adult life, but you know what I mean. That's how it goes. She's like, I'm not giving you my opinion unless you ask for it. Okay, this is all stuff that I taught you growing up. I got you to adulthood. Hard head, make a soft ass. I've been saying that for a long time,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't I think I talk to my mom a lot. Like she's the one that like pretty much gives me, like if I do need advice, I'll go to her. If I need like critical advice, I go to her and my dad. I got to
Yeah.
get them both in.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like it rarely gets to that point. It's usually like, my mom, and she's very good with it. She's very good with advice. Sometimes if she gives me advice and I'm like, yeah, that's dumb. I'm not going to do that.
All right, let me ask you this question, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
How much is Jenna like your mother?
They're both very kind. They're both just overall really, really nice people. Very kind. That's the way I can say it. Very
Okay.
kind.
All right.
Not so much of a risk taker, which is also nice. It also gives you like a sense of security
Keeps you a little
and
grounded.
keeps you a little grounded. Exactly. And they both have dealt with my bullshit in my comedy career. So except the one was at the beginning and the other one is like now in the present.
Yeah. So
So
Delilah says deep down we all want our parents to be proud of us.
we do,
We
we
do.
do, but we also want to be proud of ourselves by
Yeah.
ourselves. We want to show people why we make the choices that we make. Because and this is another thing I was gonna say. Like when you meet the parents, you want to act like yourself. You don't want to put up a front, because if you do, then you're gonna have to keep that front up for the rest of your life, especially if you get married.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then they're gonna have this idea of you. Instead, if you just come out and go, "Hey, listen, this is me," then they'll have an idea that, all right, well, that's him, that's
Now let
her,
me figure out how I gotta adjust to this then.
and you don't, yeah, you just don't lie, and then you show them why their daughter or their son fell in love with you, which
Right.
again, it's back to the whole thing with Natalie and Shane. That's why I love that meeting, because she was like, "This is me," and
And
he
you know
was
what
like, "Yeah,
all of
this
this
is
comes
me."
down to? Like in one word, authenticity. There's not a lot of
Exactly.
authentic in the world anymore.
Exactly.
And that's how shows like Love After Lockup even exist.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? A
Yeah,
lack of authenticity.
it's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So that's all I got for them. You ready to keep it moving?
Yes, just yeah. Actually, yeah, that's all I got for them too. That
Yeah.
was that was fun though. That was a fun thing. And by the way, I thought Shane was gonna go get an old fashioned and not take a shit. I think he was just trying to be funny. He's like, "Oh, look, go for me, Shane. I'm just going to take a shit." But instead, he's like, "Oh, fuck it, I'm drinking old fashioned."
Yeah, because he likes old fashioned. And he did hit it with Montezuma's Revenge. They had a little shit joke in between them. It was cute, right? Because there's
Oh,
a
so
Montezuma's Revenge, like when somebody gets like the shits,
yeah,
like
pretty much.
diarrhea shits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what does that come from? And I'm not
Um,
asking you just because you're Mexican. I know it means like it's from something. Like where did that come from? Do you even know?
I mean, I have no idea. But I'm gonna take a guess. I'm gonna say that it comes from the fact that Montezuma has some sort of like, because like he was, if I'm correct, was that Cuauhtemoc? No, that was Moctezuma. He got his feet burned by the Spaniards,
Hmm.
and he never revealed what his secret stash was, and until this day, nobody has ever found it. And I'm guessing that because nobody's found it, it's hitting just like poop is hitting, and then um, I'm just making this as I go, by the way, and it's not going anywhere.
No,
So
it's not.
I should have just said I don't know either.
You should have. You just sat there and took up space in people's ears for
I
that
didn't.
fucking long. saying that stupid shit. You
I
just
I did. I'm not even gonna defend it. I did what I did.
all right. Apologize to these people right now, Miguel.
Listen, in this day and time, I gotta tell you that I deeply apologize for wasting 30 seconds of your time. But we will make up for it by talking about the next couple.
All right, let's do it. Let's talk about Malvador.
Yes, this is another power couple that I think is going to work out, and this is literally I believe it's going to work out because they're both Latinos. That's really it. Otherwise, all the signs are pointing at she is about to head to towards the door, but then he starts singing, and she's like, "Oh!" And then she comes back and sits down, and then she starts wandering off again out the door, and
Mm-hmm.
then he makes dinner and makes all these romantic gestures, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that." But dude, I mean, if she's meant to go outside and go to somebody else's house, just let her go. Just let her go.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
I guess, man. I guess.
Like you're working too hard. Like you shouldn't have to work this hard to keep somebody with you.
But maybe this ain't work for him. Maybe he love this shit.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Bro,
you're
you
right.
got to
There's
think for
people
a
that do
second
that.
that maybe Salvador is just looking for somebody to do this shit too.
That's
This is
true.
what makes him feel good. You know, this dude's about feelings, right?
Very much.
Maybe he loves this shit. Maybe like you know how somebody look at us and be like, "Oh, y'all podcast, y'all take notes on reality shows and then talk about them."
Yeah.
Ugh, right? Like, oh, you play a ukulele and do all kinds of cute shit for your girl, and she don't even know if she want to be with you like that.
That's
Really?
true. That's true.
Yeah. So I
That's
mean,
true.
maybe he just loves this shit. You do what you love. Eventually, like somebody will recognize you. You get your flowers for it. And
Boom.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with that. This is gonna happen with them,
Okay.
right?
I
You
I no,
grind
I
you grind long enough, you get there.
yeah. No, I 1000% I see it. I see it, but the way I see it is like he just keeps doing that so he can keeps pulling her back every time she tries to leave.
Um,
But
maybe, but I don't know. Maybe he just likes doing it. Maybe he's just that type of like his. Has he struck you as anything else other than that?
no,
Like even
absolutely
in the
not.
pods, like even when talking to dudes, because you know how dudes will talk to dudes different than dudes will talk to a lady,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
No, he talks the same with everybody. Only difference is he says bro when he talks to the dude. Bro, I want to cry. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
He's
I want to take you out on a date.
yeah, so I think he's just the same dude all the time, and this is what he likes. He likes doing this shit.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I just hope that he finds the person to do it with, and I mean,
yeah, like
if that person is Mallory, then good for him. You know.
because as a dude, sometimes you see shit like that as cumbersome. Like, god damn, I really got to do all of this stupid stuff just to look. I love you. Ain't that enough? Like, god damn, I said I love you, right? You
Yeah.
got the remote, right? Why the fuck are you complaining, right?
I said I love you 4 times this year. Like, what else do you want from me? Seriously.
That's some people, and then you have Salvador.
Who, tell,
Salvador, different dude.
he tells you I love you every 4 minutes.
I love you. How are you feeling about that?
Annoyed because you asked me 4 minutes ago.
like,
But
like they'll be sitting there watching TV, and all of a sudden, Salvador buddy will be like, "Mal, yes, I love you, Salvador. Shut up."
okay, I just want to make sure.
Oh God, shout out to them, man.
Yeah, and we mentioned this early, but they had an argument, and apparently his ex showed up at the sister's place and started talking shit. And I mean, this has happened to everybody, right? When you had that crazy ex that shows up and they're like, "I still love you," and you're like, "Please go home." It ended a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened. I think this is just somebody being salty and that they found out that the other person moved on. Now this was a little unclear to me. Did he break up with that ex girlfriend a year ago, or did he just let it like die out, or what was the situation?
Here's what I gather from it. I think that up until the time he left, all right, I'm gonna go with that because if it's a year ago, like
Hmm.
you wouldn't have this chick just running up on his sisters like, yo, what the fuck is Salvador doing?
Hmm.
I think it was more one of those things where they agreed that they were just
Friends.
friends or fuck buddies or whatever they want to call themselves, right? But they could date other people, which is what he says. Like we had an agreement that we could see other people and we were never together,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So I mean, I think that's what it is, and I think that they were hanging out up until he had to leave for the thing. But I guess could you really be mad at a motherfucker for that? Well, I mean, I guess if they didn't tell you that, it's like, yeah, I fucked somebody right before I came here, but you know, I'm a changed man now. I'm here looking for marriage. Like some people, just because you single, don't mean you don't like have a social life or you don't date or you don't have sex with anybody.
That's true. That's true. And what does that say about him, though? The fact that he, like, quote unquote, forgot to tell this ex girlfriend that they had broken up.
Um, I think that he should have said something.
I mean, yes,
Like, yeah,
1000, he should have, but
because I think if you mentioned that up front, yeah, I was dating somebody, but she knows why I came here. We just there's no future with us,
hmm.
and she knows that I'm here looking for my forever. Like right
Hmm.
now, ain't enough no more. I'm looking for my forever. Like
Hmm.
I think that would have went over way better than all of a sudden, Salvador, why is some bitch knocking on your sister's door talking about y'all together?
Why are you playing with her door?
Why you playing on my sister-in-law door?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know. That's what I think. I might be way off.
yeah. I
Like
don't.
I
Yeah.
might have just driven 100 miles in the wrong direction, but that's what I see.
See, they didn't really explain the situation that well. That's the thing. It wasn't explained that well. It was kind of like, oh yeah, this gonna happen, and like maybe we were dating, maybe we weren't, and I
I think it's
didn't
one of
kind
those
of tell.
it's one of
So I
those
don't know.
stories that's like oldest time though. Like that's always happened. Oh, some crazy ex comes out of the woodworks, and I mean, not to call her crazy, she may not be crazy. Like I
No,
said,
she's crazy.
Salvador might have done all of this shit he's talking about right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He might have. Um, but like for just somebody to come out of the woodwork, you hear that story every day.
Hmm.
That happens with so many people.
Especially when they find out what show they're on.
And especially like I guess Netflix was just like, I don't even think we need to elaborate on it. There's more shit happening. But yeah, X came to a family member's house saying that they still together, and somehow Mallory found out about it, and she got mad about it.
Yeah. And at this point, dude, I was like, dude, just sing her an apology. Like, it works. Yeah.
I am sorry. Right?
I didn't mean to continue to date that woman. Please forgive me, Mallory.
I choose you
Boom.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun. Right?
So it basically went like that. But again, it would have worked if you just sang it. But she forgave him, and then she's like, "Listen, if this shit happens again, we're done, bro. We're done."
Yeah,
So,
it was a little bit much, maybe, but okay.
well, they don't have enough of a base of a foundation
Yeah,
for
I
him
don't
to
know.
like
Maybe what
fuck
I
up a
keep
lot.
forgetting is that Mallory is hanging on by a thread right now as it is.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So and yeah, they don't. He doesn't have. He hasn't done enough good things to earn apology points. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he has like that song can take you only so far. So he hasn't earned enough points to cash in an apology. So yeah, this could end anytime. So he knows this, and he knows he has to earn some of those points that I was talking about. So he starts cooking. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna make her dinner to tell her I'm sorry. Things are gonna be okay." He adds the roast petals. He adds some wine. She walks in, sees the petals on the floor, thinks to herself, somebody's gonna have to clean this up. Then the candles there, the food is delicious, and he's like, yeah, I just want to make you something special. And he even got the Ziad praying candles that I sent out to some Patreon members.
The Virgen Maria candles.
Yeah, the VIP Ziad praying candles. Yeah.
Huh.
Which, by the way, yeah, if you join us on the $9, $10 tier, I think it is, you get one of those. You want one of them. So yeah. Anyways, she like opens up to him and she's like, "Yeah, dude, listen, I do love you." And then he blushes, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna work this out." And
Yeah.
that was pretty much the end of it.
Yeah.
They're
She
gonna work things out.
yeah, all of a sudden she's like, Salvador is one of the most romantic people I've ever been around, and and she's like, yo, we got this.
Hmm.
But are we starting to see a trend here
Was it?
of him using his his romantic tactics to just keep her like kind of in the fold? Does that make sense? Because think about the times that he sang.
Uh-huh.
All right, Sal is the most authentic. All right, I'm gonna challenge that a little bit, Delilah, but hold on.
Oh, all right. I want to hear it.
All right, we're seeing a lot of when he knows what he wants. He's like, all right, I want to propose to her. She the one. Let me do something romantic. Let me break out the ukulele and sing her a song, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then what was their next disagreement?
The
Was their next dust up was at the meet and greet.
the Jared
Yeah.
thing.
Right. And then after that, like right after that was when, they went to go visit, they went to go visit the roommates was shortly after that. And that was the whole he sang to her again.
But that one he didn't have to
It's
fuck
just
up.
romantic gestures um to keep her there, like to keep her interest.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, like I say, he might just like doing it, but this just could be the way that he knows how. Like, uh, I know that if I do this cute thing, it's gonna melt your goddamn heart. So here we go. Hi, yeah, yeah, right. I don't know. I think that's going to lose its something's gonna come off of those punches soon. You feel
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
I see where you're going with that. But I
They're not
support
gonna
them.
hit as hard
Yeah.
after a
Yeah.
while. So what do you do then? I mean, I guess come up with new ways, and this is just me playing devil's advocate here. I like Salvador a lot. I think I hope these two make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they will. I think they will. I have very high hopes. I
yeah.
hope really do. Um. All right. So I think that's it, EJ. I think that's it for them, right?
I think it is too.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you so much everybody that is watching right now, and thank you so much everybody watching in the future. We appreciate all of the views, all of the downloads and everything. And thank you so much for everybody on Patreon. By the way, this podcast, the remaining of this, well, it's gonna be a little bit longer than just 30 minutes, but the rest of it is on Patreon. So make sure you subscribe. It's only $1. So yeah, the link it's in the description below. Click on it, and then just follow the directions and join us on Patreon. We'll be more than happy to have you there. And EJ, anything else you'd like to add before we say goodbye to
Um,
everybody on YouTube?
that's it. Thank you, Delilah. We love you for hopping in here and kicking it with us like you do. Thank you for that. We really appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah.
right.
And everybody else, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We've seen a small growth recently, so thank you for that. And right now, we're gonna continue with the next couple, just not on YouTube, on podcast form, and that is Deep Tea and Shake Shake Shake.
No,